What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Jerome, and I'm back today with the review for Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. This is season 5, episode number 14, and next week is actually going to be the season finale, which I'm questioning how many parts of the reunion do we have for Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, because I know Love and Hip Hop New York returns on November 26th. I'm so not looking forward to New York. I don't care for New York that much. It's not my favorite. But I'm going to review it like I've been doing with Atlanta, Hollywood, and then we're going to do New York and Miami, which I'm pretty sure those are going to air side by side like they did last year. But without further ado, let's get the video started. All right, so the episode started out with Moniece. Moniece was meeting up with Jigglypuff. He was getting his hair done, which I'm thinking to myself, like, nigga, you need to cut that shit off because it looks a hot motherfucking mess. So when she met with Jigglypuff, she was basically telling him the whole shit that's going on between her and the AD. So, you know, she and AD broke up, and she's telling him that AD broke up with her via text message, and that AD just said some really hurtful things to her, which I didn't write it all down what all AD had said to her, but what she said to her was really fucked up. And, you know, she wants to paint Moniece out as the bad guy, which you can clearly see that when she was talking to Drew last week, she was just making Moniece out to be the bad guy. Like she's done nothing, and it's just all Moniece this and Moniece that. And then, you know, Moniece talks about how AD brought up Cameron and, you know, trying to make, you know, Moniece feel bad about herself, talking about, you know, how her son's gonna feel about this when he finds out that they broke up. And then, you know, Moniece is telling Cameron that they broke up and how it hurt her. And then, you know, she tells Ray that, you know, AD said that if Cameron calls her, she won't answer the phone. I'm like, God dang. I'm like, that's fucked up. Like, what did the kid do to you? Like, your issue is with his mother. You should not have an issue with Cameron. Cameron is an innocent bystander, and you should leave him out of the situation altogether. But for her to sit there and say, if Cameron calls her, she won't answer the phone. Well, bitch, don't answer the fucking phone. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to delete your number out of his phone so that way he don't have to call your ugly ass at all. Like, that was fucked. All right, so then we have another scene where we have Fizz. I'm like, Mona, where did you dig Fizz up from these last 2 episodes? Because he was on there earlier this season and we ain't saw Fizz since. I'm like, where did you dig this motherfucker up from? So Fizz is actually having AD over to his house. And AD is a complete dumbass if she really believed that Fizz was going to have her back with the situation. So she hit Fizz up because she still wants to be a part of Cameron's life. And I'm like, say what? You want to be a part of his life, but you don't want to have anything to do with his mother, the woman that gave birth to him and that he came out of her vagina, but you don't want to have anything to do with his mother. And you want to know if Fizz is okay with you coming over to the house and having interactions with Cameron. I would have been like, absolutely not. Like, if you can't get along with my son's mother, then what the fuck do you want to be in his life for? Like, you and I were not dating. You were dating his mother. So you need to make things right with his mother and then try to work your way back. But don't come at me like that. And, you know, she's talking about how they have a dysfunctional relationship. So Fizz came up with the bright idea to invite Moniece over so that she and AD can talk. So, you know, when AD gets there, when Moniece comes in there, you know, AD was like, oh, this is a nice surprise. And I'm like, but again, that is his mother. So I don't know why you so surprised. You're trying to have a conversation with her baby daddy about their kid, but you were with her. Like I said, you were with Moniece, not with Fizz. So you got to smooth things out with the mother, not the father. Smooth things out with the person that you was in a relationship with, and you were in a relationship with Moniece. So then they start to talk about it, and Moniece just basically like, you know what, when you stop being such a fucked up person, maybe you can be in Cameron's life. And, you know, she's going on and on and on about their relationship, it being dysfunctional. Moniece is always in somebody's drama, blaming stuff on other people. And while Moniece and AD are sitting there arguing, Fizz goes into that empty ass refrigerator and gets some ice cream with a big ass spoon. And I'm sitting there looking at that house. I'm like, why is that kitchen so fucking empty? Like, it looked like don't nobody live in that house. Like, Mona, who the fuck did you pay to use that house? Like, cause I'm just like, this house looks so fucking empty. But, you know, Eventually, Monique stops arguing with AD and she just leaves to get the fuck out of the house. And once Monique leaves, Fizz like, well, you can if you don't want to go out the front door, you can go out the back door. And I was actually here for Fizz because, like I said, how do you want to have a relationship with a son, with the father, but you weren't dating him, you were dating his mother. So you got your roles fucked up, AD. Completely fucked up. All right, and then we also had Ray and Rockstar. So these fools are sitting here packing Ray's car full of diapers. And, Ray is telling Rockstar how he's having a sip and see, how he wants him to come. But he lets him know that Clutch and Pearls and Little Lyrica might be there. And Rockstar's like, I'm not coming to that bullshit. Bullshit. Excuse me. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, you a pussy ass nigga. Because you sitting there talking all this shit about fucking this man's wife. But you don't want to be in the same room with this nigga. But again, you talking about what you've done to his wife. Well, there go your opportunity to say this and this and that, because that this guy back to him, like you said last week. He called you. So this was your opportunity to say, yeah, let me meet him face to face. Let me tell him what's going on. Let me tell him that I fucked his wife. Let me tell him that I didn't fuck his wife. Whichever one you want to do. But again, pussy. So, and then Ray J want to talk about how they almost caught their brotherly fade, and he want to blame everything on Safari. And I'm like, how you gonna blame Safari for this shit when you were the one who inserted yourself in their business that had nothing to do with you whatsoever? Like, what? Fuck out of here, Ray. You full of shit. And Rockstar invites Ray J to the album release party that he's having on that Friday, and he tells him that Tierra Marie is hosting, and Ray is like, you know what, I gotta do something with the baby, so I ain't gonna be able to make it. We got stuff that we do on Fridays. And I'm like, nigga, you should have something to do with your baby on every fucking day and not just Friday. So then Ray J wants to sit there and downplay his relationship with Tierra, and I'm like, whoa, bruh. Talking about, they hung with each other and they just messed around. I'm like, whoa. Like, that is disrespectful as fuck. I get that you married to Princess, old, needy, friendless ass, but you could have at least said something positive nice about that girl. So then once again, Rockstar mentions this cousin situation and they pass. I'm like, just say that you and Zell fucked and get it over with, because I'm tired of hearing you talk about him. So, he's telling him about the situation with Tierra, how, Akbar has 7 wives. I'm like, where'd the 7 wives come from? And, Ray ended up giving Rockstar some sound advice that I guess Rockstar's going to take some heed, taking heed to it. I don't know, or don't really give a fuck, to be honest with you. Okay, so next we'll go over to Amber and Sean, because they didn't have really much this episode, but I know next week's episode is going to be funny as fuck. So Amber and Sean, they are having a mother-daughter day. They're getting manicures and pedicures, and Amber's talking to Sean about Apple, and Sean is like, she loves Apple, but Apple drives her fucking crazy. She got the lawyer, she has the apartment for her, studio time, and all this kind of stuff, and just basically that she drives her crazy. So while she's in the middle of talking to Amber about this, she notices that Amber's over there texting. She's like, who the fuck are you texting, bitch? And the fact that she calls her daughter a fucking bitch is like, God, you call her a bitch. You just call her a bitch. So she's like, she's texting Marcus Black, and I'm like, girl, really? You texting another bitch's man? And then her mom talking about, we not no sideline, we not no side chicks. Obviously your daughter is a side chick, because when she came on the show last year, she was a side chick to Cisco, to Tierra. So yep, your daughter's a side chick. And now she's a side chick to Brooke and Marcus. I'm like, girl, is that all you want to be known as? Is a side chick? Like, I guess if the shoe fits, bitch, wear that motherfucker, because she is wearing that hoe out like a shoe with no motherfucking soles. All right, so then we got Marcus and Brooke. Marcus and Brooke, they're going out to lunch or whatever the hell they're going out to. They're getting caught up on everything since she's back from, London, and he tells her about the baby shower, how A1 and Clutch and Pearls and Little Lyrica are having a boy, and he's still talking about he don't know why Lyrica didn't want her at the baby shower. I mean, the gender reveal party. Could it be because your broad is messy as fuck? Like, did you not think about that? Brooke is MESSYSFUCK. Brooke is messy as fuck. That's why she don't want to at the fucking gender reveal party. Why would you want a messy girl who's been going around town spreading a quote rumor that she slept with Safari? Yeah. 2 + 2 = 4, Marcus. Your girl is messy as fuck. Nobody wanted her around in that instance. That is the same reason why Ray didn't go, because he is messy just like Brooke. So miss me with that bullshit, please, please, please. So basically Marcus wants Brooke to stop with the messy shit. I'm like, good luck with that one. That ain't gonna happen. And then they talk about Tierra, how she met up with Tierra, and Tierra kept calling her bitch. She's like, I feel like I should change my name to bitch Valentine. I'm like, nope, should have changed it to Messy Valentine, because that is exactly what you are, messy fucking Valentine. So then they move over to Rockstar, and Marcus is telling about how he was messy with his father figure Friday. He was there, Ray was there, Solo Lucci was there, and how he's talking about how he had sex with Little Lyrica, and then how Marcus went back and told Clutch and Pearls, and Brooke is like, I expected Marcus to do that because he's a good friend. He rides for Clutch and Pearls, and he rides for Clutch and Pearls. So I'm like, okay, he rides for him. That is his friend, and I got that. I commended that. And then he tries to check Brooke about hanging out with Rockstar, talking about Rockstar is messy. Messy is as messy does. So misery likes company. Those 2 peas in a pod, all that kind of stuff. They are the same type of person, so they're gonna rock with each other through and through. They are messy as fuck. So like I said, 2 peas in a pod, all the other kind of things you can come up with those two. So like I said, he wants Brooke to keep her distance from him, don't want her to work on the music. And Brooke is like, you can't be giving me no kind of ultimatums. And then she was like, what's gonna happen if I don't? He was like, you don't want to find out? She's like, oh, you're gonna take the ring from me? I'm like, looking at these two, when you look at them on social media, I don't really believe 100% that they are together, because you don't really ever see any pictures of them two posted, especially on Brooke's. Like because I look at Brooke's Instagram and I don't see pictures of those two together, and I'm like, is this just for a storyline with Marcus and Brooke? All right, so then we got Rockstar and Brooke. They meet up at the studio, the 2 messy queens of the show. So now, Brooke wants to clear up the rumors about Rockstar saying that he slept with Lyrica, and Brooke is like, well, Lyrica told me she only slept with her husband. And then Rockstar talking about, well, I always knew a niggas lying on their dicks, but I know a woman lied on her pussy. I'm like, nigga, I don't believe that Little Lyrica is lying on her pussy. I believe that you lying on your dick. I do not believe you slept with that girl. Like, you can say it till the cows come home, but I don't believe that Rockstar actually fucked Little Lyrica. I think he might have, made it up in his head, may have jacked off to a picture of her, thinking maybe he was having sex with her, had sex with a blow-up doll, had sex with a pocket pussy, had sex with something, but he didn't have sex with Little Lyrica. That's just how I feel. I feel like he's lying on his dick and she's not lying on her pussy, as he want to say. Like, fuck out of here with that shit. So then, Brooke goes, because he convinced Brooke to go into the booth and record that song. So she, he goes into the booth, and then he's telling her about his album release party that he's having, and he has, the flyer. So he shows her the flyer, and she sees Tierra Marie on there. He's like, yeah, Tierra's hosting it. And then she's like, I didn't even know you knew Tierra. And here we go again with the cousin. And I'm like, just say that you and Zell Swag are boyfriends, ex-boyfriends, fuck buddies, friends with benefits, whatever the fuck y'all are. Just say that shit and stop saying the cousin wanted me to do this and that and da-da-da-da-da. Because, nigga, you are corny as fuck. So while he's showing her that, he shows he had a slide prepared with another flyer with him, Brooke, and Tierra on it. But then he shows her this picture of him as a prepubescent adolescent teen boy, and I'm like, nobody wants to see that shit. You look like a 13-year-old little boy. Oh God, Rockstar gets on my nerves. Alright, so now we're about to get into all the foolishness of this episode. So the very first part of the foolishness started with this footage of Akbar when he was on Instagram Live or Facebook Live. I'm not sure which live he was on, where Tierra was meeting up with him. Now, if memory is serving me correctly, I think this footage that they have, I think they omitted somebody from the footage, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that they omitted Milan Christopher out of this shit, because I do remember, if my memory is correct, which I think it is, back when this whole Tierra situation started with Akbar, Milan Christopher was the one that was, with Tierra solid. So, I think that they cut Milan out. I'm almost positive they did, but I guess Mona's trying to rewrite his history and take his ass out of it, because we never saw him, but we did see Tierra with a fucked up looking ass wig, Akbar, and Alejandro the Prune. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So after that melee happened, you go to the compound of Akbar's, and you got Alejandro the Prune and Akbar there, and then you got Snoopy showing up, aka Sade, and when she get in there, Snoopy starts to go off on Alejandro the Prune, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you cannot get your gaggle of hoes together? Like, they sitting there arguing with each other, and then I'm tripping, because I could have swore I heard Alejandro the Prune call Akbar the king. I'm like, the king of what? A bunch of dumbass fools? Because y'all are some dumbass bitches. I'm sorry to call them bitches, but they are some dumbass broads. Like, what the fuck? Like, he got these he got the picket fence teeth. Like, I can't get past his teeth. That's the shit that I cannot get past with that motherfucker, is his teeth are literally fucked the hell up. They just look like, they throwing up all kind of gang signs and shit. Like, ugh. And I did forget to mention that Snoopy, she was told him, excuse me, I forgot to mention that Snoopy told Akbar that if he didn't handle things with Tierra, that she would. And you got Alejandro the Grape, the Prune, whatever you want to call that bitch, talking about, I got your back, I got his back, I got everybody's back. I'm like, you three sound stupid. Actually, you two sound dumb as fuck. Like, what kind of harem is this? Like, what kind of polygamous party is this? What the fuck do you guys have going on? Like, I don't understand it. Like, it's stupid as shit. Dumb as fuck. Y'all sitting here fighting over a motherfucker that don't really give a fuck about you, but whatever. I really don't give a fuck with those 2, 3. Actually, those 4. Because I'm going to group Tierra ass right in there with them dumb hoes. Alright, so then we get Tierra. She is meeting up with Rockstar. So, Rockstar is talking about how Tierra's cousin hit him up to check on his cousin. And I'm like, so Tierra's cousin hit you up to look after his cousin? How much motherfucking sense does that make, Mona? Tierra's cousin. So I'm going to assume that Tierra's cousin lives in Los Angeles with Tierra, but you're hitting Rockstar up to check on your cousin. Yeah, doesn't make sense. Now, what does make sense is this cousin is not on this show anymore. So I put 2 and 2 together. Mona, bitch, you talking about Zell Swag, right? That's the cousin you talking about. And then I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, how does Rockstar and Zell know each other? Did Rockstar and Zell have something going on at some point? Who knows? I'm gonna let that one go. So, Rockstar is questioning Tierra about the whole situation with Akbar. And, she pulls this Mimi bullshit. I'm like, really? Here we go, Mimi 2.0. Because, she's talking about how Akbar texted her, told her somebody stole his phone. And I'm like, How convenient. That is the exact same shit that Mimi said about that sex tape with her and Nico that supposedly somebody stole Nico's bag with the camera in there, but 2 seasons later we find out they actually did leak it themselves. And I think that at some point we may find out that Tierra did the same exact thing. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why are we repeating history just on a different franchise of Love and Hip Hop? I'm so over people with these sex tapes thinking that it's gonna make them blow up. Like, it's not. You're not Kim Kardashian, and even her sex tape wasn't that good with Ray J. That was the wackest sex tape I had ever saw in my life. I'm like, what the fuck was that? Just listening to her, like, ugh. She sounded like a hurt poodle. I'm like, oh God, actually I didn't even watch that full video. I could only take so much of her fake moaning and I had to turn it off. I'm like, yep, not for me. Not for me. Not for me. Not for me. So then, Rockstar is telling Tierra that basically Akbar is using her, talking about how he has some incredible game, and she's like, no, he actually has some incredible dick. I'm like, oh God, Tierra, is that all you think about is dick? Really? That's all you can think about is a nigga's dick? And, Rockstar is asking Tierra when's the last time she met up with him. She said a few days ago. He was like, what is a few days? She said, well, 4 days ago, I was ambushed by him. And he said, well, what was you meet up with him for? She said, I wanted to have sex. I'm like, you stupid ass bitch. Why? I'm over Tierra. Mona, please. I used to like Tierra because I love her music. But when Tierra got on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, Tierra went downhill. And it's so funny because when Tierra was on Love and Hip Hop New York season 2, she was completely different than what she is now. Because on season 2 of Love and Hip Hop New York, when it was her, Kimbella, Yandy, Chrissy, and Emily and all them, Tierra acted like somebody who had some sense. Especially in that scene where Erica Mena and Kimbella fought each other. Tierra acted like she had a lot of sense at that time. But what the fuck? I guess her common sense went out the window when she got on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. And what is up with her in these fried looking ass wigs? Like, those wigs are ugly as fuck. Alright, so we did have Rockstar's album release party. That place looked like it was full of nothing but seat fillers. Solo Lucci was there, and he felt like when he saw Brooke, he felt like he was being put in the middle because he's cool with both Brooke and, he's cool with Lucci. He's cool with Marcus, and he's, I guess, cool with Rockstar, so he just felt like he was in the middle. And then we see Tierra there, and Rockstar goes over to Tierra, thanks Tierra for being there. And Tierra noticed on the flyer that Brooke was also there, and they're talking about Brooke, and Brooke walks over and she's like, Brooke, what? And he said that she saved the day. And then Brooke's like, oh, it's all glittery and shiny over here, because both Rockstar and Tierra looked like they were disco balls that were about to hang from the ceiling and just spin the fuck around. And Tierra's like, yeah, it looks all mute over there. I'm like, Tierra, she wasn't really, I don't know if Brooke was talking to you, but I don't know what you took offense to that for, but what the fuck ever. So then Rockstar and Tierra walk off and they go stand. And then Sean Love and both Amber Diamond are there. So Amber comes up to Tierra. She wants to make peace with Tierra after the whole Mr. Potato Head shit. And Tierra's like, you know what? I don't have a beef with you because I'm not with him. And I'm not going to argue with you over a man that I'm not with. And then, Sean Love and both Amber try to uplift Tierra through the whole shit that she's going through with Akbar's picket fence teeth looking ass. And then Snoopy shows up again. I'm like, oh, we seeing Snoopy twice in one episode. Like, ooh, look at her. So then, she comes up to Tierra. She's trying to go off on Tierra. And Tierra basically tells her, Akbar never told me that he was married to you. And I do remember seeing that in the blogs, that Tierra did not know that Akbar was married to Snoopy's old droopy looking face ass. So, Snoopy made a good point about the lawsuit. You had this lawsuit against him, but you still are in contact with him. And you told me you went to Dallas to get some dick from him. I'm like, oh my fucking God, Tierra. You look stupid as shit. Like, why? Why? The girl gets on my nerves. Something dead serious. So, Snoopy's talking about how she would have never picked Tierra. And I'm like, shit, bitch, a blonde dog wouldn't have picked your ugly ass. But I guess one did pick your ugly ass. But that's neither here nor there. Alright, so I'm going to move over to Tierra. Back to Tierra. So Tierra, she met up with her lawyer. And basically what happened was her lawyer read into her dumb ass. And basically telling her, so this man supposedly put out a sex tape on you. But you're going to meet with him and his girlfriend is there. He's like, did you think to call the police? She's like, yeah, I did think to call the police, but I just didn't. And, she's talking about, people talk about the dick must be that good. And it's not that it's the dick, it's his personality and his charm. And I'm like, Tierra, you sound stupid as fuck. Like, so you want to sue this dude. They can't find him to serve him, but you with him. And you are jeopardizing your case fucking with this stupid fool. Like, I cannot fathom that. Like, it makes other women look bad. So, and I'm not gonna say other women look bad, but it just makes things look bad because you see it now with the dumbass president that people claim. I don't claim that motherfucker, but with those kind of things. Like that lady that I can't remember, Dr. Ford, I believe that's her name. People questioning her about the stuff that she said happened with Kavanaugh. So so what you're doing is making shit look so fucking bad, and it's already hard out there for women when they say that men did this and this and that to them, but people want to believe the men over the woman. And you just playing right into Akbar's hand like you a dumbass fucking fool. So then we'll move over to Rockstar. And Rockstar met up with Akbar. And I was really confused about this scene. So you show up to fight this motherfucker. Actually, both of y'all showed up to kind of fight each other, I guess. But y'all both on the opposite ends of the car. Like, here's the car. Rockstar is on this side of the car. And Akbar is on this side of the car. Y'all not in front of the car by the grill. Y'all are on the opposite side by the fender of the vehicle. And y'all are arguing with each other. And then y'all try to fight each other. I'm like, that was a waste of time because number one, security was right there. Y'all knew full fucking well that security was there. So y'all knew that y'all were not going to be able to get close to each other at all. And then I'm sitting here listening to them argue back and forth with each other about this sex tape. And I'm like, did y'all niggas fuck each other at some point too? Because it's just coming off all types of weird and gross to me. But that was the episode. Like I said, next week is the season finale. I still don't know. Like I said, is it a 3-part reunion or is it going to be a 2-part reunion? Because Love and Hip Hop in New York does return on November 26th. So I'm confused about that part, but like the video, leave your comments and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys later.